ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Justin. Today, I'm going to do a team builder of the hardest hitting players I've been able to use all year. Now, by hardest hitting, I don't mean they just have a ton of hit power. You can click on and get a big hit because, you know, let's be honest, not everybody has quick stick skills to click on and get the hit stick and put themselves in position. I'm sure as hell not one of those guys. So I prefer guys that do it on their own because let's be honest, man, your boy is reaching up there in age and my reflexes ain't as good as what they used to be. Oh, 11 years ago when I was in my prime, baby. When I was in my prime, I had that stick. I had that stick, baby. Not anymore. My skills have diminished. So now I need players to do it on their own by themselves. So free safety, one of the hardest hitting players I've been able to use all year, and somebody that does that does it a lot on themselves. Brian Dawkins. This man, Brian Dawkins, is an absolute monster when it comes to laying the wood. Now, there's Sean Taylor, but for me, Dawkins just got that auto big hit more often than Taylor. Now, if I was able to click on, if I was able to be fast enough for my reflexes to click on, it doesn't matter if they have high hit power, you're laying the wood. But when Brian Dawkins came down, this man absolutely destroyed things with the big hit. At strong safety, this card right here, I believe, did this the number one out of everybody. Out of everybody I'm going to talk about, this guy gives me he gave me the auto hit stick more than any other card I've been able to use all year. And that's without a doubt Cam Chancellor. This man will come down and absolutely bring the lumber, the Big Mac, the Whopper, the Hyena. Does that make sense? I don't know. But Cam Chancellor, out of every single card I've been able to use all year, easily the one who gave me the most auto hit sticks by himself. I don't got to click on. He just absolutely gave guys the Goldberg spear was Cam Chancellor. Out of every card I've been able to use. He hits hard, very hard. Almost every other tackle by himself, he's going for a hit stick. And again, that's what I like, right? When you take a look and when somebody has a lot of hit power, majority of the time you want them to have that big hitter, right? That means that they're going to do it on their own. You don't have to click on. You don't have to try and do it manually. You know, they go on ahead and have that trait instilled in them, and they can do it all on their own. And the more guys you have with traits that can do things on their own, the better. You know, the more guys that auto strip, the more guys that, if you use the D-line, the guys that swim move by themselves and power move by themselves, leave those guys alone. Use somebody who doesn't swim move by themselves and start swim moving with them. Middle linebacker, this might be the highest overall position I use, but Nishki, without a doubt. Nishki comes down and he hits hard all alone. Like, I had a gameplay where some guy threw in the flats. It was a couple days ago where I uploaded. I don't know if you guys remember, but he threw in the flats back-to-back plays where I had Nishki on a hard flat. And he went to the running back, and back-to-back plays, Nishki leveled him. Absolutely leveled him, and that's what I like to see. Guys that are going to do that on their own, that you don't have to worry about, and they just give you the opportunity to get fumbles because they can hit by themselves. Right outside linebacker, outside of everybody, no question about it, Lawrence Taylor, easily the biggest hitter I've been able to use at that position all year. When this man, Lawrence Taylor, hits you, he tries to take your soul. He tries to take your soul directly from your body. And it's crazy. It's crazy on how hard Lawrence Taylor hits majority of the time. Now, there's some big hitting right outside linebackers. You got Clowney, who has very high hit power. You have Harrison, very high hit power. And again, I can't go on ahead and recommend somebody I haven't used. I'm sure this Harrison, I mean, look at his hit power, it's 94. I'm sure he absolutely destroys things, but I never used him, so I can't go on ahead and say anything like that. Sean Taylor. Oh my God, I should really get this card as a backup because I'm sure his zone coverage is really good. And that hit power and block shed, I'm sure it's phenomenal. But without a doubt, Lawrence Taylor, again, brings you that auto wood that a lot of guys going ahead and don't have, and that's just something you definitely love to have. Now on left outside linebacker is Hendricks. Hendricks dominated for me. Dominated. He was a very good card. Very good card. Now, Khalil Mack, I'm sure this Landon Collins does the same thing, but Khalil Mack has a ton of hit power. Von Miller, usually has high hit power as well, but Hendricks was just a very special card. I can't wait for his Ultimate Legend. Hendricks is one of the best cards I've used all year at left outside linebacker. An absolute stud when it comes to being able to just block shed and deliver hard hits. Now, right here, when it comes to cornerbacks, I mean, there's no question that Mel Blount and Night Train Lane, these guys are by far the biggest hitters in the category of cornerbacks, and they hit hard. They hit very, very, very hard. There's no other two like it. I can't even really think of a third. Willie Brown has pretty good hit power, but he doesn't auto hit stick. Not like Blount and Night Train Lane. And those are really the only two cornerbacks I've been able to use. Now, if you got some good stick skills, now Willie Brown is your guy. He's got like 82 hit power. For a cornerback, that's really, really, really good. But Mel Blount and Night Train Lane, again, by themselves, are going to be able to do that where you don't have to go on ahead and click on. They can just provide the hits, the hard hits, by themselves. Now, left end, right end, D tackle. Now, these are the guys that you typically don't get like a huge running start, like a safety or like a linebacker or even a cornerback to go on ahead and lay the wood. These guys are typically your run stuffers. But if they get to the quarterback, they can deliver a pretty big hit. And on the left end, or was it, right end, J.J. Watt. Even though he doesn't get to the quarterback often, for whatever reason, his card is terrible when it comes to getting to the quarterback. But whenever he's there, he hits, and he hits very hard. That is one thing I would say about J.J. Watt. If he gets to where he needs to get to, he hits hard. He creates a lot of fumbles. The problem is he just doesn't get to the quarterback often. But when he does, he hits hard. There's plenty of times where they try a run on his side, and he will just level them. J.J. Watt is a pretty big hitter, and somebody that will lay that auto wood for you. Let's see. D tackle. I haven't really used a D tackle to really I haven't used a good D tackle at all this year, to be honest. There hasn't really been a single one outside of the Vince Wilfork that really hasn't played decent for me. So to be honest, this is a position there's nobody I can recommend because there just hasn't been a D tackle to constantly hit hard where I can go on ahead and say, okay, this is the guy. I mean, there has been some D tackles that create some havoc for me as far as run stuffing and stuff like that. But as far as just getting that big Night Train Lane big hit or that big Lawrence Taylor big hit, there really isn't anybody I've used all year that can go on ahead and do it on their own. Honestly, there really isn't anybody. And they're not really in a position. Maybe a little easier for an end to do it because let's say you run towards that side. Let's say they run a stretch or a toss. They can get free and every once in a while they can get a big hit. Like I've seen J.J. Watt level some running backs trying to run his side. And that is one thing he's a freaking monster at. You just don't run towards J.J. Watt's side because he's one of the better run block shedders in the game. He's just terrible at getting to the quarterback. But running towards his side typically doesn't work out very well because he's amazing at block shedding. Again, I can't even recommend anybody at D tackle, honestly. If you're looking for a D tackle that hits hard, then I don't know. If you find one, let me know. Left end. Oh my God, yeah. I had to refresh myself to see what was available, but yeah. Too Tall Jones murders people, murders. He still might be one of the best left ends in the game. Too Tall Jones is so good. He is so good in this game. I hate going against him. I honestly do because he's so damn good. He is so hard to keep blocked. Eventually, Too Tall Jones is coming your way. And when this guy gets a card, I am going to be really, really, really uber excited to get him on my team because he is freaking phenomenal. Too Tall Jones is phenomenal. So outside of a D tackle that I, just really haven't seen anybody just really, really, really hit hard. These are the guys that I would recommend if you guys are just looking to pack a punch and create some more turnovers via fumble. These guys have performed for me at a level more than anybody I've been able to use. Now, mind this is pure hit power. This doesn't, have anything to do with, block shedding or getting to the quarterback or zoning or speed or anything like that. This is all this is just simply them hitting hard. Whenever somebody gets near them, they hit pretty hard to the point where you don't really have to click on and do the hit yourself. And again, that's very valuable to somebody like me. To somebody like me who, let's be honest, my stick skills they're okay, but they're nowhere near as what they used to be. My reactions just aren't how they were once before. If I got guys, like if I see you running towards Cam Chancellor, 90% of the time I won't click on because he can deliver a hit that is very precise to where I don't have to worry about it, and I'll continue coming from whatever angle I'm coming at. Or Brian Dawkins, or Lawrence Taylor, or Hendrick, or Nitschke. Those guys hit very, very, very hard. And then these cornerbacks, Night Train Lane and Blunt, who are the obvious options, hit very hard. Willie Blunt will hit hard, but that's somebody you need to click on. He doesn't just give you those auto big hits, not like Lane and Blunt. J.J. Watt and Too Tall, once they get there, they hit hard, and they hit very, very, very hard. And I can't wait to get newer versions of Lawrence Taylor and Hendricks and Dawkins and Chancellor, because if I was, you guys know I love hit power, because hit power, one, it doesn't necessarily just mean more fumbles, but it definitely has value in creating incomplete passes. There's so many countless times where they'll throw a pass over the middle, and next thing you know, my safety comes out of nowhere and hits the hell out of them, and they drop it. And that's valuable. That's something that is very, very important to a team, at least, for my standards, very important to me, because that helps me out a lot, right? My defense is terrible, and you dot me up, and if you pass to the flats and Lawrence Taylor is just there and he just hits you and you drop it, then that's good. You don't get those 3-4 yards that you should have had. If I had, a Sean Lee out there who is great at zone, but doesn't hit the way Lawrence Taylor does. But that's the end of that, man. If you guys have any more team builder ideas, let me know. I would gladly go ahead and give you guys, again, from my experience, guys I've been able to use on whatever category it is. I have, I think, pass rush coming up later, and then I'm going to do rushing offense. So if you guys are looking for anybody to just hit really hard and do it on their own, my recommendation are these guys you're looking at right here. I know, like, Nitschke is super expensive. I don't think Taylor and Hendricks are that expensive anymore. Blunt is expensive. Night Train Lane still goes for like $450. Willie Brown's expensive. But, if you have the coins and you're just looking to add some more hit power to your team, and not only more hit power, because Willie Brown has pretty damn good hit power for a cornerback, but he just doesn't give you that auto hit stick. Everybody else here that you see, they do, and that's very, very valuable. Again, I can't tell you how many times Lawrence Taylor goes on ahead and just cracks somebody, and it's an incomplete pass. It helps out a lot. Cam Chancellor, though, out of everybody, I would say Cam does it the most. I would say Cam, majority of the time, more often than not, he delivers a big hit, and doesn't always result in a fumble. The time I had him, he probably only caused like 2 fumbles, but it's intimidating. You get smacked, and you're like, okay, I don't want to challenge that anymore, because you get the fear of the fumble. I know if I run somewhere and I see they got Mel Blunt and he hits the hell out of me, he's like, okay, I got to change. I can't run that way. I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk running into that man and him just leveling me and me fumbling, So he definitely packs fear. Cam Chancellor out of everybody. If I had to recommend just one guy that hits the most out of everybody that I've been able to use, let me clarify that. There's other guys I haven't been able to use, but of everybody that I had in my possession that I was able to use, Cam Chancellor by far delivers the most big hits out of everybody. That's the end of the video, fellas. Not sure even if you like something like this, but I got a few more coming out later today. Hopefully you guys do. Don't make fun of me in the comment section. Hopefully you guys do. Excuse me, I got like hiccups coming up. I'm gonna have some gameplay for you guys tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. It's your boy Jess. We're gonna go on ahead and be signing out. Peace.